Hey guys, welcome to Hanging Out Monday Night. I did a video today that I thought maybe we should discuss as a group. So I've been thinking about for a few days, and I'm going to make a statement, and I'd like to get your reaction to it. It's not a weakness to ask for help.
Yeah, it is. No, I'm sorry. Wimp.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a cough thing.
Right, yeah.
Sorry. I got a Pepsi Light.
I think a lot of people let their egos get in the way sometimes when it comes to this stuff. People want to just pretend they know things that they don't know. And I don't think that serves you well. So I have no shame in asking for help with anything because I don't know it all. I want to grow as a DJ and a person. Ask for help. When was the last time you asked for help, buddy?
Actually, from you about 20 minutes ago for a link for a computer item that you ran into, and I know I saw the video and you were talking about how people always ask for help on the technical side of things, but it's not just that. It's sometimes just, hey, you know what? I need someone to talk to and vent to. I ran into a customer. I ran into another vendor. I ran into something. Hey, you know what? My big toe's hurting me. I just need to vent to you for a little bit and say, hey, this is going on. So It's nice to lean on friends, not just friends in the industry. It's, wives or husbands or whatever your other half is, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. But it's nice to when you have someone else can understand some of the things that bother you. Some of the things are like, oh man, this is bothering me or that's bothering me. But it's not just a technical side. Hey, you know what? My speakers make a noise. Can you tell me what's going on? Hey, you know what? I was doing music today and I wasn't feeling the vibe. I wasn't feeling it. Am I losing it? Am I losing my confidence?
Check in yourself.
Sometimes it's just a thing like that.
Sure. Yeah, support. I just don't want anybody to see it as a weakness. I mean, I don't know. None of us know it all. I certainly don't. I've got a lot to learn. And if I don't know the answer to the question, I don't want to pretend I know. I want to know. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, and let's talk about it. I don't know. It just seems like this is the way forward for all of us. When I asked the question initially, people went immediately to gear, or they were talking about, well, I don't want anybody to touch my stuff, or I don't want anybody to help pack my stuff. I get that. I understand that some of us are very particular about our equipment, and we don't want other people messing with it. We have a system. Having said that, I can tell you this. I was on a job probably, I don't know, going back 15, 16 years. My friend Rich Martinez was with me. And I had these bags for lights that I had gotten from Ariba. And I had lights in the bags. And I had this big tote, this big heavy tote that I was putting my cables in. At the end of the night, he looks at me and says, why are you putting your cables in this big heavy tote? Put them in this lightweight bag. And he packed the bag for me. And I'm like, why didn't I think of that? You just eliminated like a lot of weight from my system. This is a lot easier. I'll get another bag for this light down the road. It's cool to have people with you for setups and breakdowns sometimes. You might learn something. How to wrap a cable, how to hide a cable easily, all kinds of stuff like that. I've learned from working with other people. That's good help. Anybody else got anything they want to throw at this?
I think you're right a lot, Brian, in the sense of you can learn so much working with other people. John and I, we work together all the time. And I think we both show each other different things at different times. But also doing what we do.
Doing what we do. From Jay.
What's that?
We're all coughing. We all caught it from Jay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But doing what we do, sometimes other vendors come in and do other things around us. And simple things you'll learn. John, the biggest one, well, not the biggest one, but the simplest one was the screen. So we do a lot of fast fold screens. Mm-hmm. And one of the vendors came in one time because we had rented out a much larger projector than what we use, assembling their fast fold screens, pulling the screen out to snap it on. He goes, wait a minute. He folds it up in half, snaps the top on, snaps the bottom on, unfolds it, lets it stretch itself, and then you just get you know what I mean? It's those Why didn't I ever
things.
think of that?
Right. We can't know it all.
Ever. And just like you said, don't be afraid to learn more, or let somebody show you a different way to do it. That might even be better.
Yeah, that happened. I mean, that just happened in front of us. We're like, why did we never think of that? Why did we never do that? Why have we been trying to stretch this ice cold screen in the wintertime? Two of us pulling on to try to get on a snap, or I mean, it kind of comes to gear, but I mean, having the right way to do setting up in a place. I mean, sometimes we teach the places things they didn't know about themselves. They're like, well, what are you doing setting up over there? Like, it's going to sound better. And then at the end of the night, like, you were right, it sounded better. You know, well, we usually tuck you in under the staircase. It's like, well, I don't want to be under the staircase.
Sure.
You know, but I mean, gear is the other thing, because there's always new stuff coming. Like, we got a new board. There's a whole lot of stuff to learn. And generally we get together as a group and we just kind of brainstorm. Is like, is this the right way to do it? Is this the best way to do it? Is there an easier way to do it? Yeah. Or from, comparing each other's knowledge to knowing how to dial in a sub the right way to make it not clip. It's just everybody shares a little bit of knowledge. And having a room like this and having a forum like DJ and TV, everyone can kind of share their ideas about different things. And for you guys who are members of the help desk, that's another place too. I saw that's where one of the places you posted this initially.
Yeah. Sure,
and it's just a case of, everybody knows something. It's like you just don't know what that other person doesn't know because they don't know it. That you just put that stuff out there, and hopefully you can help somebody at the end of the day.
When I was first doing YouTube videos, I kept trying to think of all the little tricks that I learned along the way from others. And I would try to make, short videos on those little tricks. Just dumb things that, for some reason, I wasn't just doing intuitively, just, by instinct. I had to be shown. It's like, okay, this saves time. This makes life easy. And I would do little videos on those things. And I'm sure I missed so many things because you do things every week, John, and I do things every week that in my brain, I'm saying everyone does this. They don't. So that's why you kind of have to take a look at what you're doing and look what others are doing. And maybe you can offer some help there or maybe you can get some help there. Maybe there's something I'm doing right now that Damon is like, dude, why do you do it like that? What you're taking 5 minutes to do, I can do in 30 seconds. But we don't know until we work together and he shows me. Jay, what do you say about all this?
It's funny, when you first posed the question, I kind of looked at it as, I think it's always good to ask questions. It's always good to learn. But I rarely find myself in a situation where I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing, because it's so repetitive. But at the same time, I love learning. Oh, Buddy does it this way and John does it that way. So I don't think of it as much about asking the question and being weak as much as understanding that there's always an area to learn. I'll ask you questions. I lean into Pulse really heavy on the tech stuff, but I do my best to try to remember it. So as I move forward, I know enough to not make certain mistakes again. Sure. I think the biggest lesson in asking questions is understanding as you go into the future, try to learn and adapt. I'm in the midst of a project right now that I have to finish tomorrow, and it will make a huge difference in a show we're doing in a couple of weeks with 400, 500, 600 people, but it's all behind the scenes. So I think it's, learn to ask questions, but also understand that if you prepare and you take the time to just sit down and say, man, I got this huge project, what do I do? Get yourself as far as you can and then reach out to people and say, hey, I'm stuck right here. I'm at stage 8. I need to get to 10. What do I do? Have you seen this? Have you done this? Because you're always going to pick up. I mean, I say in every seminar, someone in this room knows more than I do about this. And I'm open to learning.
Right.
But I think people get scared to ask questions. They don't want to admit they don't know something. And I don't know that they need to admit they don't know as much as they can open their eyes to, let me learn a new way. That's all. And it would be great if, Brian, you came out to California and did a wedding with me. At the end of the night, if I said to you, hey, Brian, what would you have done differently? You might have a list of 20 things. And I would look at that and say, oh, man, I disagreed. Oh, that's a good one. oh, that's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, it's not like there's one way to do anything.
No,
Several ways.
100%.
It either works or it doesn't for you, but there are other ways.
I know for a fact I have a workflow that I've joked with Christian Pulse about, where he just shakes his head like, why are you wasting so much time? But it's just the way I do it.
Yeah,
He just shakes his head like, no, you're wasting so much time. And I'm like, no, I'm not, because this is what I do for every event, and this is the thing. And he goes, no, just do this one tweak, and it changes everything. But I think you need to ultimately be comfortable as a DJ doing what you do the way you do it, but be open to improvement. I would almost word it that way, like not, ask questions as much as be open to understanding you can improve upon what you already do.
Well, I've reached out to you several times, Jay. Hey, I got this thing I'm going to do it like this.
Right.
How would you do it?
Right.
As you might have a better idea than I have.
Yeah, you and I have spent countless hours on the phone like,
right.
Hey, I'm doing this thing. And I think the beauty of asking the question is you open that dialogue of, you know what? I wasn't in the mood or in the moment to think about it, but now that you bring it up, I would actually, because let's be honest, when we all have an event, the stress, the concern, the kind of focus is just in this small window. If you ask somebody outside who's at their house drinking a coffee, doing nothing, hey, Brian, I got this wedding. I've got to set up for these two things. Brian's headspace is so different that he sees it from a different angle. And that's what I love about learning. I get to talk to all of you and countless other people and say, hey, I'm having a tough time introducing the bride and groom. What would you do? They're not stressed out.
We talked about the same-sex marriages before.
Yeah.
And you were struggling with the Mr. and Mrs. all the time. And I talked to you about just saying our newlyweds.
Yeah.
Simple. Something else I wanted to bring up while you and I were talking, because I think you and I are a perfect example of this. And this is historically. This is going back before this group ever existed.
Right.
When Jay and I would kick ideas back and forth, I might suggest something to Jay, or Jay might suggest something to me, and we're so dismissive of it. It's like, oh, no way. I don't like that. No. I like my way better. Give it a week or two. Sometimes our egos need a little time to...
Well, you don't want to feel wrong about things.
You don't. Nobody wants to be wrong. It's not a matter of
if you're
wrong.
a single owner operator, like most of us are, it's really, there's a precarious space there where you're like, no, I feed my family on this. Don't question what I do.
Right.
Where you're like, and I think part of it is the presentation of, hey, that's a really good idea. I've been very clear about talking to Dave Chenair and him giving me a new idea on introductions that I've stolen, taken and used since then, very successfully. Like, my weddings changed dramatically when I did what he said. And it was based on him knowing something I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask him, how do you do your cable bags on the internet? I like to keep my XLR and my IEC here. Oh, I would never do that. Like, I've heard Buddy talk about, oh, I've got a bin for this, a bin for that, a bin for this. I have the bags in the car right now because of the gig I did over the weekend in Hollywood. I brought all my cable bags. Why? Because I was prepared to be like, we're not going to have enough cables. Luckily, we did, and I only needed to use a couple. But it's that sense of... we're like soldiers. We're on a mission by ourselves. We're doing our thing, and it comes down to us at the end of the night. And there's a lot of pride that goes into that as a DJ, and you want to be kind of in that headspace. It could always be easier and better. Like your microsystem thing, I think has changed a lot of people's perspective on what do I need to bring.
Well, the weird thing about the
truckloads of stuff. Yeah. And you're showing up with a Suburban with the back seat up going, yeah, I'm good for 200 people. What's up?
You're right. The microsystem thing was crazy because, you were there, Jay, when that happened. And I'm like, I'm going to build this system that I'm going to be able to handle myself. Yeah. And Jay, along with everybody else I knew, said, nope, it can't be done. you have to have this, and you have to have this, and you have to have this.
Well, because that's the way we did it then.
Right.
Like,
So,
but again,
yeah.
we're going back to this is how it was done.
Right.
No one thought you could move furniture in a Corolla. It was, I need a truck, I need a flatbed, I need to get a trailer. And all of a sudden, people like, I mean, I had a Mazda 626, I had the Sebring convertible, and I did weddings for 200 people. And people look at me like, wait, you just drove all the gear in a Sebring convertible?
Right.
Yes, because I picked the speakers, I did this, I moved it, because I had to make it adapt.
Right.
And I think the adaptability is where people get nervous because you're questioning their motives. And that's where nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody
It's
wants
an ego thing. It's just, and we all have it. We all have it. John and I were talking
it is
about
ego. It's id as well as ego, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's that inner voice that says, they're not paying your bills. They're not involved. Don't listen to them. But it's like, no, instead, just, pick a little piece from John and Bill and Buddy and Damon and Eric and Brian. Pick enough that you can then go, wow, this was so much easier just to do this.
John and I were talking the other day about something that's relevant to this conversation. We were talking about programming for our audiences and how John's been doing this for a long time, like I've been doing it for a long time. And when we were much younger men, I think and John did it, he admitted he did it too. We tended to program for our peer group only. Like, that's what our focus was. If we went to an event and we saw several different demographics out there, but we recognized our peer group, we played for them because we felt like we could really give them something amazing. But we kind of ignored the other groups.
Well, not entirely. We showed the new group that we knew what was up, but we still did a couple of throwbacks for the older folks, but we didn't stay in old folks' land.
I focused on my peer group.
Right.
I was kind of dismissive for anyone else. They were lucky to get anything. But the older I get and the more experience I have, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Everybody needs a little something.
Now we can play the middle of the road a little better than
right.
we were 18. So.
And that just comes with maturity. That just comes with experience. And you get that. And you learn from that. If I were to tell a 20-year-old DJ this, it would be incredibly dismissive towards me. But talk to them again in 20 years and see what they have to say.
Right. Yeah, so now, you ever heard of Glenn Miller? Who? Yeah.
Glenn who?
Well, that's the same.
Wasn't he with NWA? No.
30 years ago? That's like asking, 20 years from now, the DJ, you heard of Michael Jackson, right? Who?
Michael?
That's going to happen.
I think also, Brian, you touched on, Jay touched on, is the fact that a DJ, if you're asking for help, you need to be humble and take the help. Yeah, we all want to say, well, this is what I did. This is what I was doing. This is my mindset. And you had to take that understanding. And again, you and I have talked about lighting and stuff like that. And, I always do like the after action report and you knock ideas off you guys back and forth. And I hear that stuff and I'm like, yeah, maybe it's a different way of doing this and doing that. And that's the thing you have to do. You have to be that humble part and take whatever people are telling you and say, okay, fine, great. Is this something I can execute in my next event?
Yeah.
Is this something that's going to help me?
Yeah, well, this
works for help,
better than what I'm doing.
Yeah. If you're asking for help, use it.
When's the last time you asked for help, Damon?
Oh, I'm the grumpy old man. I don't ask for help. Yeah, I know it all. No, on a serious tip though, it's been a little bit, a couple months, but I've talked to all you guys at one point in time about asking for little things, for wedding stuff. John helps me with my Twitch stuff, ask Buddy for help on wedding stuff, ask you, for suggestions. So I don't mind asking for help, not at all, but
Yeah.
So I'm not ashamed to admit it. I will ask for help because I don't know, especially the winning end of it. I really don't.
Nobody does, but we can help each other.
Even if it's something as simple, like just thinking outside the box, like we were just talking on, it doesn't always have to be gear, but say you're at an event and all you have is static lights, and all of a sudden you weren't supposed to have a dance floor, now you got one. Yeah. It's like, what am I going to do? How am I going to light these people? Well, take a couple of your static lights, lay them on their side, and put them in blinky blink mode, lay them on the floor. It's like, oh, I never would have thought of doing that.
I will say one of the biggest times I did ask for help was when, this was probably about 15 years ago when I really started, okay, I'm just going to start doing weddings. and if the bride and groom threw on me at the last minute the anniversary dance. I had no idea what the hell an anniversary dance was. Luckily, a friend of mine who was a DJ, he was there and just hanging out. And I was just like, what the fuck is an anniversary dance?
Right.
So he had to explain it to me on the fly. I was just like, okay. That was like one of the biggest deals that really caught me off guard at the last minute when I had to ask for help immediately. But no, I don't
First
have a
time I
problem
heard
asking
shoe
for
game,
help.
I got scared too. What the hell is this all about?
Yeah.
They're going to throw shoes at each other?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how they get
Don't
home.
nobody want to smell like stinky ass feet. I mean, what the hell?
I'm the weirdo who does, like, if you invite me to your house and you say, hey, can you take your shoes off? I'll just leave. I won't do it. Well, I can't walk without shoes for one, and
Brian
two,
has
it's
no
just,
Asian friends.
yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know. It's like, why are you making me take clothes off to come into your house?
Look, I just cleaned the carpet, damn it.
Yeah, if you made poor flooring choices, that is not my problem. I mean, I'll just stand here and leave.
Well, in all aspects.
So Brian, you didn't have
sense.
Brian, you didn't have the aunt or family member that had the living room off limits, had plastic on the furniture?
Oh, my mother had the living room off limits.
That was my mom.
I knew those people. I didn't live there, but I knew
I
those.
didn't go in the living room.
It was
My
funny,
kids
but,
just recently bought that house, and it's weird that I can go into the living room now. I mean, I'm 54 years old, and I feel like I can enter the living room.
Brian, you'll appreciate this. An event we just did, they had a really big car show. So it was a Hawthorne. They did their 100th anniversary, and they had cars from every decade. And one of them, I think it was a Buick. It was convertible, but he had plastic all over the seats. I'm like, definitely a little old grandmother, Italian
Great grandmother stuff going on here, yeah.
Italian.
That could have been Italian. Well, any old school, yeah.
Was that the blue one, Bill? I think that was the actual car from Bewitched. From
No, it was in the row. The Bewitched car was around the corner.
Oh, okay, because that was there.
That was the Cadillac.
Cool though. Yeah.
Before we
I got
wrap
pictures
this,
of that. It was very cool.
there's one thing that I did want to talk about too. John had mentioned earlier, yeah, the help desk is out there, and you can ask questions in there. When you ask questions in there, you're going to get 75 different answers from people.
Yes.
And good answers, and you're not going to get flamed all the time. So
Some of them are going to be good. Some of them are going to be useless to you. I mean, that's just is what it is. Some of them aren't even going to address your question. If you really need help with something, and if your ego doesn't want to let the world know that you need help, I think having a really good friend in this business is key to this. We're lucky to have this group. Us here, we can talk about anything. There's no fear. Nobody's going to think less of you for having a question or not knowing how to do something. Jay's been my guy forever. Whenever I've had something, he's had something. We know all we got to do is make a call. That somebody who knows you as an artist, that's important. And they can kind of help tailor that help to you and your needs.
Just reach out to somebody, DM them. You'd be surprised the people that respond to DMs.
Yeah.
they'll take you under your wing,
Hey, I've watched your videos. I've watched this. I've done this. I'm curious about this. It might take a minute, but
Sure.
you'd be shocked the response you get. I mean, the information is out there. So I completely agree and understand why people don't want to go to one of the many BS Facebook groups of DJs who have an attitude.
Yeah. Oh,
and be
100%.
like, hey, I don't know what I should do about the shoe game. I've sent the questions I have, which are completely G-rated. I've probably sent it to like 50 DJs who've been like, hey, you mentioned in your last video you did the shoe game. Like, what do you ask? Here you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Try this.
My first YouTube videos was, this is the planner I use. I think at last check, I've done like 800 emails of people going, hey, can I have that? 100%. I said it in the video. If you want this, I'll send it to you.
Right.
You can use this when you meet a bride and groom. It goes over the ceremony, intro, first dance, cocktail, dinner, the whole 9 yards. Yes, no, maybes, the whole thing. I'll send you the form, take it, use it.
Yeah.
Some of us give a shit about the industry and how it goes. And we want to see the industry do better.
Somebody made a suggestion.
Competition. If you're in Milwaukee, if you're in Chicago, if you're in Boston, and I'm in California, I just want every ship, the tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
I want everybody to raise up. I don't want anyone to feel like they got left behind.
Well, somebody made the suggestion on my original post that there's too much help out there today because all the trade secrets.
No, there's too many egos out there that think they know everything, who want to go on Instagram with 5 years experience and explain to the world how they know it all. And I know
very
this
exciting
both sides.
And
it's
the
very
other
exciting
side of
to
it,
anybody
Jay,
once they kind of figure it out and they can do it with some kind of competence. I think they get to the point where they feel like they've really cracked the code. And then after you've been doing it for a lot longer, you know that in the grand scheme of things, you know nothing.
well, you learn that you're just a small piece of the code.
There's more than one secret door to get through to get to the basement in the safe
And
house.
But I also think there's two DJs. I've only been doing this 5 years. I know everything. And I've been doing this 25 years. And this is exactly what you need to do. And I think they're both wrong.
Yeah, I do too.
Because the 5-year DJ shouldn't be selling anything. And if you're offended by that, well, you should be. And if you've been 25 years doing the same exact event, 50, 60, 100 times a year for 25 years, you don't know anything either.
That was going to say.
If you're not willing to change as the environment changes, as the game changes, you're just not getting better. If you don't feel that last year weddings weren't as good as this year, then you're just repetitive. And I think you don't learn from being repetitive.
Well, no, you have
That statement goes, Jay, as 25 years.
Put it on. Big deal.
Is it 25 years of experience and 1 year repeated 25 times?
That's what I'm saying, Bill. 100%.
Well, I mean,
but I'm also saying if you've done this for 5 years and you've had a good bit of success, I'm sorry. I have no respect for, would you like to make billions in real estate like me? I'll show you how. No, if you're making billions in real estate, you're in Bermuda on a beach with your hot wife drinking pina coladas. You're not pitching at 4 a.m.
You're too busy.
That's how I feel about the new.
Too busy to write a book about it.
Yeah.
Pitching, I know everything. You don't.
Well, look, whether you've been doing it for 4 years or 40 years, if you think you know it all, you're wrong.
Agreed.
It's wrong. You can do really well with 4 years experience. You could have a gift for this. You could have figured out all kinds of great things that work really well, and you're seeing some success. And if you've been doing it for 40 years, hello, yeah, there are things that I know how to do that would be pretty hard to teach others. But I've come into my artistry, but it's always evolving, and I know it's always evolving. I don't know it all. There are some things I do know that are just like scientific facts about things, how gear works and how math is. But I'm not an audio engineer or any kind of, stage. I'm not a Ben Stowe. Let's just say that. I'm always open to learn. So always evolving, always changing. I think that's key. That's what I got for today.
Well, sir.
Good stuff.
Great stuff.
Say our thank yous and we'll be gone.
Yes. So, our show, as always, is sponsored by DJ Event Planner. Have a look at them in the description of this video on YouTube.